Hello everyone, this is NAI here, and in today's tutorial I'll teach you how to create the Penrose Triangle in Affinity Designer. A few months ago I already recorded a tutorial on how to create the Penrose Triangle. Today's figure is going to be a bit different. It will be composed of cubes instead of straight lines, and we're going to use an isometric grid in order to create it. Alright, so to get started we go to File New and we create a new composition. We give it 2000 by 2000 pixels in dimensions. And then we go to the Margin tab and we uncheck Include Margin and we click on Create. And then we make sure that Snapping, Snap to Grid, and Snap to Object Bounding Boxes are enabled. And we can uncheck Snap to Spread as it might cause hindrance on this particular figure. And then we're going to set up the grid. So we go to View, Grid and Axis. We check on Show Grid to make it visible. And then we go to the Advanced tab. As a grid type, we select Isometric, which is a grid made of horizontal rhombuses. And then we can close the Grid Manager. And then we're going to create the first cube. So we take the Pen tool and we set the fill and the stroke to none. And then we go ahead and we create a rhombus around here at the top left of the composition of 4 grid units by 4 grid units in size. So this is going to be the top face of the cube. And then we're going to duplicate it. So we go here to enable Transform Origin. We set the rotation center at the bottom of the rhombus. We press on Enter to bring out the Move Duplicate panel. We check on Duplicate. We set the number of copies to 2 and the rotation angle to 120 degrees. And we click on OK. So now we have duplicated the rhombus and we have our first cube. And then we're going to set colors to it. So we are going to make it as if the light comes from the top left and the shadow is being cast on the bottom right. So we select the top side of the cube. And we set the color to a light shade of blue, greenish blue. And then we select the bottom right side. And we set it to a darker shade of the same color. And then we select the remaining side of the cube. And we set the color to a shade in between. And then we select all 3 sides of the cube. And we press on Ctrl G to group them together. And we are going to duplicate the cube to create the remaining parts of the figure. So we press on Ctrl J to duplicate it. And we move it towards the bottom right by 6 grid units. So there must be 2 grid units in distance between both cubes. And then we press on Ctrl J twice to power duplicate. So now we have 4 cubes. So this is one side of the triangle. And then we select the last cube. We press on Ctrl J to duplicate it. And we move it towards the bottom left by 6 grid units. And then we press on Ctrl J to duplicate it twice. So now we have the second part of the triangle. And then we're going to create the last part. So we press on Ctrl J to duplicate the last cube. And we move it upwards by 6 grid units like this. And then we press on Ctrl J once more to power duplicate. So now we have all the cubes that we need. So the last part is going to be to make this cube here appear as if it is underneath the 2 cubes here. So the way that we are going to do this, we double click to select the top rhombus. And then we take the node tool. We are going to add a node here. And we are going to add a node here. And then we select the node here. And we bring it inwards like this. So this hides this part of the cube. And these cubes here appear now as if it is above this cube here. And now we are going to do the same thing for the cube here. So we add a node here, and then we select the node here, and we bring it to this node here, so that this cube here appears above. And then we're going to do the same thing for this rhombus here. So we add a node here, and we add a node here, and then we take the node here, and we bring it inwards like this, until it reaches the node here. So now the cube here appears as if it is above the cube here, and this is what creates the optical illusion effect of the figure. Alright, so that was it for this tutorial. You learned how to create the Penrose Triangle made of cubes in Affinity Designer. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye!